One over there, one over the top.
Yep.
Okay, on the top. A little bit of flexion. There we go, directly to 250.
Oh yeah.
Look at your legs. What's happening?
Oh yeah. Turns
See,
all the
you
muscles
see the
on.
excitation?
Yep, absolutely.
Isn't that great?
Forces you into that proper position again with the external rotation.
But that's what women very often can't do. That's why when they do, they go there.
Coming forward all the time.
So it's so difficult to have glutes and hamstring at the same time, especially when you do your squats out of your forefoot, what a lot of people do.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That means that you have automatically, now, even with these errors, you automatically have the right position.
Love it.
Okay?
Yep.
So now I bring it to 300, because here we can easily, we are 170 now. I go a little bit deeper. Do eccentric, 250, 260, 270, 280, and there we hit the 300, good.
That's going to be good.
It's great, yeah?
That's going to be good.
Sometimes push it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Let's do
Yeah? And I bring you from 250 to 300. Come on, work. That's good, that's good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Really. How does it feel? You feel stability?
So a lot of stability, a lot of tension. You really forces you to use your
Very
glutes
good.
and your hamstrings as well.
Sorry. Okay, go. There we go. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. And up, perfect. And pause. You feel when the contraction feels away the difference? You feel it?
Absolutely.
And there we have the contraction, go. Perfect, that's very nice. Okay, okay, perfect. Okay. And you can a little bit adapt the movement when you pull down. You can go down a little bit, up, just for extra glute training.
Great.
Okay? So there we go. That's it. Up and go. And down, and now down, down, down. You feel the difference?
Big time.
Very good, very good. Now you have eccentric work of the glutes. So for the technique, it's not necessary, but for the glutes, it's nice where you just put a little bit eccentric work. And there we go. And we're going to hit the 350. Okay, 330, 240, 350. That's perfect. Perfect. Okay. So next we hit the 400.
400.
On the glutes, we can go to the 400. Let's check if they're still nicely stuck. Okay, well done. And there we go. And we are 360. We go to 370, 380, 390, 400. Good. Come on, tell us, how does it feel?
It's tight.
Tight?
It's on. It's
You really feel? You feel that your knees are really...
A lot of external rotation going on. It's beautiful.
And there we go. Last contraction. There we go. Last series. And there we go. And very good. Very good. Okay, now I want you to do one without weights.
Okay.
Okay? So take the position. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. And now pull down your buttocks. Pull them down, pull them in. That's very good. Okay. Okay. Still one more, just to let you feel the movement. 3, 2, 1, go. And that's perfect, perfect. And go down. Okay, that's perfect. And you can see that your knees really get extra rotated.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
really very good. Okay. Whew. That's it.
Beautiful. Love it. That was great. Really good.
It's really playing.
Sure. What about pulling from the ground as far as Olympic lifts, snatch, clean?
Well, in that case, for me, the shoulders are very important, especially when you're the heavyweight. Learn.
Yeah.
And that's what we did in the beginning, those two electrodes for the rotator cuff.
Okay.
They really work on rotator cuff, which here we didn't do, but we did before.
Absolutely.
So that's one, and a part of the rectus spinae. So the exercise of the two electrodes to the lats and the trapezius.
Okay.
I nearly never work on low back.
Okay.
Why? Because low back is abdominals.
Got it.
So for me, the whole low back structure is the abdominal activity. Because the abdominals is got a retroversion of the hips, and that is what's protecting my low back.
Okay. Excellent. So, and then what would you do? Would you put it on the hamstrings as well for a movement like the deadlift?
Hamstrings are so sensitive. And
Yeah.
the difficulty in the hamstring is that you get all the time you get it shortened in the movement.
Got it.
And shortening means
Contraction.
cramp.
Cramp. Okay.
Huh? So if you do the contraction and you work on the hamstring at the same time, it's very often cramp, and in cramp on hamstring, you know, it's very uncomfortable.
Very
So
debilitating,
I
yeah.
prefer to work very high intensity on the quad,
Okay.
which means that you have to attack with the hamstrings
Got it.
to get the flexion done.
Got it. That makes sense.
So sometimes work without weights is very interesting in developing the hamstrings.
Okay. Awesome. Very cool. And then what about because you know the power from the hip flexion, or sorry, hip extension is so damn important. What do you do for there? Do you work?
Iliopsoas,
Okay.
it's very difficult because it's a very deep muscle.
Yeah.
In very thin athletes, you can reach the iliopsoas, but in principle, it is not the main muscle I use in hip flexor.
Yep.
And in the hip extensors, the gluteus, what we did before, is a fantastic work. And we know that in the hip flexor, the quadriceps, one of the heads, the quadriceps is a part. It's what we easily can work with
Certainly work
Compex.
the hip flexor then
Yeah.
for that extension.
Yeah, but
Got it.
iliopsoas, very difficult. It's a very deep muscle.
Okay. Got it. Love it. That's excellent. That's all really good information.
But you
Thanks
did
so
very
much.
well. You did very well.
Good.
Bravo, bravo.
Good.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, do you have a Compex at home?
Yeah.
So
I
do
don't have
some
the wireless one, but I have the
do some recovery.
Yeah, for sure.
So tonight when you're in bed,
I'll use-
or just do it, especially on your quad. For your glutes, I don't think so, because you have very good glutes, and we didn't do a lot of eccentric
Sure.
on your quads. We did a very big eccentric
Yeah.
work.
Absolutely.
And that's for me. The golden rule is one: always work in the muscle chain.
Okay.
So take out, and I call that Compex combined muscle training.
Sure.
CCMT. So for me, Compex combined muscle training is the basics of a good combined workout.
Okay.
So the static workout, like we did in the past,
Yes.
which is proven very efficient, it's less fun. In certain way you cannot, but the CCMT workout for me is the future, especially in CrossFit.
Sure,
And with people like you, coaches, who have a good coaching background, you can easily put that into practice.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, and then always recommend once they do the resistance, the loaded resistance, make sure they get their work done on the recovery settings on those as well.
Oh yeah, of course. And if they don't, they will ask you 2 days later.
Yes.
And for me, this kind of work I very often do before the workout.
Okay. Good.
And just let them play a little bit.
Right.
With just little weights,
Got it.
coordination. You don't need to go to heavy weights. Don't forget you're very tired.
Yep.
If you start do heavy weights now, you have the risk of a lack of coordination.
Absolutely.
But the pre-fatigue, especially for competition athletes,
Yep.
it's very important because it helps them to really work the coordination.
Okay.
And we know that especially in the competitions where are the most injuries? Never in the beginning,
Got it.
always at the end.
the same.
So you can work on that as a training factor. You can say, okay, I do the pre-fatigue. You increase the risk, but because you're in a training setting, you can push them to keep concentrated because they're not tired.
Right.
The brain, they didn't do anything. The muscles, because the legs are.
Sure.
So that's a very important factor.
Easy.
Good,
Love
take
it.
your
Thanks so
electrodes
much.
off.
Yeah.